Ciao and good evening everyone. You're very welcome to join me this evening on Bridges of Light as we continue on the journey that your soul is on. And on this show, what we're going to look at is the five senses, or we'll talk a little bit more about that, and if we're limiting it to five. But one of the lovely things about working within this awareness of our existence is that you actually find answers just to being aware of your senses, because they are the catalyst to allow you to just move this a little bit over. Sonia, I'll move it this way because I move it the other way, I block. Hi Sonia, and how are you? And lovely to see you here. One of the say it is a lovely experience to just have that acute awareness of your spirit journey. Have it that it's excitement, it's getting into the essence of who you are, regardless of what is happening for you on the day-to-day basis, because that's what often brings us down and doesn't allow us to see the beauty in things around us. I'll just talk away for a little while. Hello Helena, how are you? I'll just talk for a little while people are joining in. You know, we've done shows where we talked about colour and we talked about the chakras, but I think we can never actually talk enough about colour, because you will be tired listening to me. And Helena too, how are you? You're welcome. We talk, but you know, I'll talk about colours because I get so carried away with them that I just feel we are able to do so much with our colours and with who we are, express ourselves in the expression of colour. Hello Marie and Mariella, how are you? So it's, you know, I'll never apologise for talking about colour, but anyway, besides that, I'll get on with things. I think I'll start off with a little story, because it's a story that has been circulating many years about things that are important, and it's about a young girl who was a student at school, and the project I had was talking about the seven wonders of the world. And she was having a problem, or she was slow. The teacher felt that she was having a challenge and finding it difficult to talk about the seven wonders of the world. So the teacher went over to her and asked her, you know, was she having a problem? And the student said that she had a problem in choosing the seven wonders of the world. And so the teacher said, you know, well, what have you? Well, she said that the seven wonders of the world that I have are the senses: to see, to hear, to taste, to touch, to feel, to laugh, and to love. And isn't it so true? Because I always say they're a miracle. And, you know, for some of us, we don't have all those senses. I worked for years with a young man who couldn't see, and he had intellectual disability as well. But he was able, we had a great relationship. He was able to communicate without any bother, because he couldn't see or speak. But there are several different ways that we have of expressing ourselves. So when you see different things as obstacles, it's our conscious mind that's creating the obstacles, and not our ability, because the ability is there. Just all we need to do is to Do you know, excuse me, I need to go and get a drink of water. I forgot to get my glass of water out here, so excuse me for a moment. Sorry about that, but my voice is going. Hello, Leslie. You're very welcome from your new abode. Yeah, it's a bit warmer there than it is here, I bet. But yes, what we do is actually use, hi Don, you're welcome. What we do, we use our senses in everyday life. And one of the things that I also feel with our senses is that it's part of expressing who we are, but it also becomes entangled with other people, how we perceive other people to see us. We try to express ourselves in ways that we are constantly putting ourselves under pressure. Hi, Fran. We are constantly doing that. And one of the things that you would have heard me saying through the colour is use colour that you feel comfortable in if you're going into a situation where you feel you're going to be uncomfortable. We'll say if you're going for an interview, wear bright colours. Wear the colours that suit you. Look and choose those colours, because they are the colours that's going to heighten your self-confidence, going to heighten the chakra energy that will help you, and overall it's going to be a much more pleasant and free-flowing situation that you're in. These are things that you can do just by tuning into your own essence. And when I will talk about the clairs of our senses. We have clairaudience, clairsentient. I'll talk about them in a moment. But that's getting into the nitty-gritty of it. What I would ask you to do is just get into the feel of it. That feeling that makes you feel good. You walk into a room with certain colour on the walls, and straight away you're judging, how do I feel? Are you pulling yourself back and saying, okay? Or are you saying, oh, this is lovely and relaxing? It's there for you. All of these things are there for you, free of charge. You don't need to go to the gym and pay a couple of €100 for them. They're free of charge, within your reach. So it's all of these things that we have on tap. When, like music, I love music. I just, give me colour in music and I'm just there, away with it. You can change the music to suit what you want to do. If you want to relax, you can have, like I have music playing here. You can use music to take your tone down, to take that energy into a calm place. You can use music if you want to do something that's energetic, like going jogging. The music will help you. So it just shows how your energy changes with your environment. So that takes in all of the different aspects of feeling, hearing, seeing. What you're doing is integrating the energy that you have and integrating it to make you feel good. When I wasn't talking, it was on message, someone who was feeling very poorly, and she messaged anyway to ask about colour. And you just don't automatically say, oh, yellow is good for upliftment. You need to know the background. You need to know what is going on, because it can be maybe that green is the colour that will take someone into a calmer place. It may be that the blue, the pink may take that person into the calmer place. So I can't tell you exactly what colour. I can say just listen to what your body is telling you, or your spirit is telling you. The energy that goes into our colours is, hi Clementina, sorry, I was saying it wrong. The essence of energy we put into everyday life drains us more often than not, that we haven't an ounce of energy, because we are constantly going against, hi Paul, we're constantly going against the we are going and going and going and thinking that we have to be something for someone. With the meditation, I think we're going to do tonight, as you heard me before saying, I think I started with, I know where I'm going to start off. After that, it just flows. Whatever happens, happens. But one of the things that I felt was right for tonight was about trusting and allowing ourselves to go with that trust. It's so easy to surrender to negativity and to say we can't do it, because when we surrender to negativity, our whole energy field it constricts us. That's, I suppose, the easiest way of saying it. It becomes that we feel we can't, but we also feel that we shouldn't. And I would say the only thing we shouldn't do is listen to other people. You need to approach, we'll say a project, something that you want to do, and you need to approach that in an energy that's positive. You would look at it and say, well, which part of me would actually benefit best by approaching from this direction. I said about the interview, going for an interview. Where is that? Which part? Is it the head that you would say is the best place, which is the mind, and the mind controls that? Or is it here in the heart, which is your spirit energy that speaks to you? And never be afraid to listen to that spirit energy. You know the old story, do you follow your head or your heart? And the guy loved listening to, or watching nice soppy movies. And if there's a love story, it's the only film I'd watch. I have no time for any of the things, whether people being killed or whatever. But you know, so often you see the script that's written. The people that wrote that script is writing from the heart. That's their experience they're writing with. So it's, you know, if we listen at times to, I feel there's words sent to us through people we come in contact with, or things we listen to. We can learn from their experience. Someone said to me that they were listening to a show and where they learned an awful lot from a drama. They learned an awful lot about life. And you know, this is it. We're drawn to those words that said. It's not an accident. It's not something that just happens by chance. So when you listen with all your senses, with your feeling, your hearing, when you listen with all these senses that we're blessed with, you really can't go wrong, because you could be hearing someone saying, do this. But your clairsentience, which is coming from your heart, is saying, not now. So it's things like that I feel it doesn't cost anything. You can go to a psychologist and pay your €100 for an hour, or 100 sterling if you're in England. But this is what it boils down to, is closing your feelings, because you're doing something for another reason, not a reason that's your journey. I'll just go through a little bit of the technical end of the clairs, because there may be someone that's actually listening that wants to explore that area. When we talk about clairvoyance, and clairvoyance is based on our brow chakra here, where we see images and visions. The visions can be in colour, they can be in black and white, but generally they are flashes. They're not a vision that will stay with you. Highly unlikely that they'll stay with you any length of time. What you do with that is just, that's the vision you have. It's like looking at a photo. There's nothing more in it. But where you tap in, we'll say if there's a photo energy, and you can tap into, well, what's the feeling around it? So that's your clairsentience coming in. So you have the picture comes in, and that's your clairvoyance. And when your picture comes in, you have that image there, but you explore it then. You explore it with your clairsentience, which gives you feelings around the situation. Is there something that you're hearing? Whereas clairaudience. Also, when there is the 5, there's tasting. I always get mixed up with these, which I think is clairgustance. With someone there might say the opposite, where I think it's the clairgustance is the tasting, and the smelling is clairalience. I hope I'm right with that. I always mix them two up, but I have a feeling it's right. Good evening, Aisling. The best lass that would confirm that, the clairgustance and clairalience, and Aisling would know that I always had a problem with that. Okay, now I need to Clementina. If there's any questions, just fire away. As I always say, I will if I can, but if I can't, I'll see if I can find out for you. But yeah, if you think of the taste, when it comes, something is happening that you don't like. And what do we say? What's a common thing that we say? It gives me a bad taste in my mouth. So you're using that statement without consciously actually being aware of what your spirit energy is telling you. And that's something that you just, if you don't listen to it, you're going to be taken back more and more and more to listen. And we won't get into that field because that'll bring me away on another tangent altogether. But it's just to see how it is that you can live in the knowing that if you become aware of your senses, that you can actually have the sense of knowing what's best for you on your spiritual journey. How can a heart feels very, I just need Mariella, after a big drama, because the energy, Mariella, the energy is drained from this area here, and this is why it's important to I mentioned earlier, wear colours that's you feel comfortable in. The heart energy is like your soul energy. It's the same energy that's there. They say the heart is the seat of the soul. When you go through a drama, if it's going through a passing, someone passing, that is a drama that is so profound that there's time needed to work with it, and there's a whole pathway involved in that. But if it's a drama that is within your life, that drama can be worked with. Yes, I would agree. Prayer, you see, prayer is meditation. Prayer is the blending of your energy, because you're there. The only thing I would say about prayer on the not negative, but you know what I'm saying, that with prayer, what you do is speak from here. Speak from here. The words will come that's needed. When you pray by rota, what you learned as a child, that brings you into a meditative state. So it's different. It is a different feeling, because the way you can be going through prayer, and the beginning, you're aware at the beginning, and you're not aware then until you come to the end of it. You just say the words. And as I say, that prayer is excellent for the meditative state. But when it comes to being aware of speaking to the essence of who you are, the divine within, that's when, speaking your words that means something to you. There's where we go through the energies that's about us, and it draws in our guides, it draws in our team. So you're never alone. You're never really alone at any stage in your life. You always have your guides with you, and that's something to never ever let go of. Because and I always think too, what happens when we go through a tragedy or go through a life drama, it actually gets us much closer to our guides. I think it's because it's a last resort sometimes, but it's that feeling that they're there for you. And it's not a matter of having to have a set time. Just life is a prayer. When you live it in that essence, it is a prayer. Mary, what about the images of people, spirits, ghosts in the side of your eye? Turn. All right. Hi, Regina. The side of your eye. Well, you see, that's the clairvoyance part of you, where you're seeing. Now, it's one of the things. Yeah, I talk about spirit and I talk about ghosts. But ghosts are the soul. Ghosts are part of the soul energy that is here. We talk about spirit. It's when we incarnate here, we connect spirit with our soul energy. It's like the capsule that our spirit goes into. It's the part of us that stays here until we have learned our lessons. Now, I believe in reincarnation. Anyone that doesn't believe in reincarnation wouldn't have that belief. I believe in it, and I believe that when we learn lessons, our spirit, it doesn't need to connect as many times. Each time we're here to learn a lesson. sometimes a very, very difficult lesson. And then sometimes it's a lesson that is hard to know where the lesson was. So it's a whole complex, but this is my belief, that we come back over and over again until we're at a stage where our lessons have been learned and we're able to move on then to a higher level. I'll check Mariella. See what I have. I have my iPad sitting up on a thing that's propping it. Do I think destiny is already written in the universe, or are we makers of it? That's a very good question, Mariella. Destiny, I suppose it depends what destiny is. I'll go back to my previous answer. We have lessons to learn. We have people in our lives that it's said now, and I've never gone into too much of the coming back into the same team of people in different roles, that you would say your mother in a past life would be your child in this life. I've never investigated much in that area, so I can't comment on it. But I feel you make your destiny, but then you make your destiny because if you listen to your spirit. If you listen to that energy that's there within you, that's when you're making your destiny. You can't just pick, I suppose, one or two things out of your life that's enjoyable and then say, right, I've that done now, I'm going to move on. It's destiny is something. This is why I don't like. We were listening to, don't ask me his name, earlier on this evening, and he was doing the cards. But you know, cards will tell you so much, but it doesn't. Your life needs to be asking yourself the question, is this going to happen? Am I happy with this happening? Cards will tell you sometimes, yes, exactly what you want to hear, and sometimes what you want to hear will happen. But many times it doesn't happen. And there's a whole story around that. So when you start, my belief is that in meditation you can achieve a lot of your answers in meditations, because as you blend with your higher self, you're bypassing your conscious mind. You're moving into your subconscious mind. And very often what happens is beyond the subconscious, you have the unconscious or universal energy. And you will get insights there at times, now not all the time, but when you move into that subconscious, there has been instances where you've been able to access beyond that. So it is it's like a web coming together, or like a jigsaw. The jigsaw would be the best analogy of it. A jigsaw, have a large jigsaw, and the pieces come together. And as you come in, well, I know when I used to do jigsaws, I started with the outside and worked my way in. But that, when you come to the core of it, that's really where the picture emanates from. So you have that energy that's there to work with, and that's when destiny or your future is written to some extent. I believe people are sent into our lives to teach us lessons, good, bad and indifferent. I do believe that. You'll meet them and you will learn a lesson. If your paths meet, there's something involved in that. What it is, you may not know for many years and you may never find out. Because simply we're not meant to know everything. But our whole energy is about learning, about feeling. If you think of the chakra energy, that energy is able to perceive what's going on out around us. And there's an ability in psychic work called remote viewing, where someone can go into the home of someone in America, Australia, anywhere around the world, and they can actually see. So that's done on a psychic level, because beyond here we can link in at a level that of energy that's just free flow. And it is one of the reasons why you have to have great discipline working in psychic work. You have to respect what you're working with. Because the other side of that is, not everyone wants someone popping in to see what's going on in their lives. So, making sense of it, it can be difficult, making sense of what life is about. But if you start to trust the self and see that building the trust is about healing the past, because the distrust comes from experiences in the past. And by healing whatever, and it may seem something simple to me or someone else, what you feel, it's that it doesn't matter what anyone else or what you think anyone else thinks about what the hurt that happened in the past. That doesn't matter. What matters is that you look about it, that you sense it, and that you work on healing it. And there's again where the colour comes in. And in healing, the colours that are great at breaking down that energy of memory from the past is pink. And this is where we say in the heart chakra, there's green. The pink is about healing. The green is about balance. And emotional hurt and pain, pink is the colour. If we feel hurt in, we'll say, the more active day-to-day life work, we'll say, and there's not an emotional tie, we say blue. Blue will heal at that level. It's because the blue is more active, involved in situations, because you feel at times in situations where you feel you haven't got the voice to speak. So there's where we'll say the constriction, the hurt, the inability to express yourself. So if it's to do with work situations or situations just that's not involved in, we'll say, a close emotional hurt, it's blue you go with. Okay, we're going to start into our meditation now. Hi Tony, you're welcome. We have California, we have France, we have a good gathering from around the globe now. Okay, so if you just find yourself nice and comfortable place and just be aware of getting yourself into that comfort zone and surrendering. Susan Shepherd, lovely. lovely to see you. And London, Sonia, that's right, Sonia is right. Lovely. Okay, we get started on our meditation. So just be aware of where you're sitting. Get this back. So now sit nice and comfortably in your chair. And be aware of what the journey we're going to go on. It's about healing. It's about releasing. So as you sit back in the chair, just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. As we continue to breathe, we're going to breathe in love. With the inward breath, just breathe in love. And as you breathe out love. All the time allowing your body to relax. Just relax from your feet upwards. Just allow any tension you have in the muscles. Just allow it to leave with the outward breath. Moving right up through the whole body. Just relaxing. Now you're aware of where you're sitting, but you're going to give yourself permission to go on a journey from where you're sitting. Invite your guides and helpers to join you. So as you're sitting on the chair, just be aware of the chair being lifted nice and calmly, nice and smoothly. And you're going to go on a journey as if you're on a magic carpet. And just feel comfortable. And be aware of how soothing and relaxing it is. Just being carried on that magic carpet. And as you go outside, you're floating over the land. breathing in the fresh air, just having the ability just to relax with every breath. And your guides and helpers are with you. Just sense the feeling of freedom. Just allowing yourself the privilege to feel that. With every breath you take, you can smell the beautiful aroma from the flowers, from the grass, and the trees. That beautiful freshness. So with the inward breath, just allow it to help you relax. And with that, you have the beautiful pink colour filling every morsel of your being. Healing and helping you to feel free of the pain of the past. As you're floating over the land, you hear the birds singing in the distance. But the birds want to come and join you. So there's birds of all colours, beautiful, beautiful birds. And there's one that wants to come over and sit on your shoulder. And it's like your best friend. There's that connection with this beautiful bird. As it's singing away on your shoulder, ask it, does it have a special message for you? Just let it sing and listen and feel. as you're floating around the countryside. Just you see streams, a couple of streams that's flowing down the hillside. And you can hear the lovely ripple as it ripple over the stones. And that sense of healing and releasing. Just allow that sound to give you the strength to release feelings that you find difficult to let go of. As you're listening to the water flowing down the stream, just allow yourself to feel more relaxed at a deeper level. And as you're floating over the fields, in the distance you see a field with all colours of wildflowers. So just you're drifting over towards it. And as you're drifting, you come very close to the ground. You're not going to land. Put your hand out and just pick some flowers, some of the wildflowers. Just nice and relaxed. As you pick the flowers, you just float away, holding your lovely colours of flowers. And now you have the journey to return, so you're coming back towards your home. Before you get there, you see a wishing well. And this time, your magic carpet will stop and allow you to step off it. Go towards the wishing well give some of your flowers to that well, and with the intention that is dearest to you. Now as you get back on your chair on the magic carpet, you're aware the essence of your guide. Just allow them time to make their presence felt. If you see them, that's fine. If you don't see them physically in your mind, just open your heart to the awareness of the presence. Now just allow the magic carpet to take you back to where you were in the start. And your guide is with you. And before your guide leaves, give some of the flowers that you received from the meadow. Gift them to your guide. You keep some for yourself, but you gift some to your guide. And now, sitting in your chair, thank your guide for being with you on the journey. And just gradually come back into awareness of being here in the room. I love Kesh and Aoife, you're welcome. Okay, is everyone back? I don't want to leave anyone hanging out in mid-air on their magic carpet. What I would say to you is, you took back some flowers from the meadow. As soon as you can, while you're still in the energy, get something let it be from outside, it can be a stone, it can be a flower from your garden, just it to represent what it is that you have that intention. You know, you give some of them to the feeling that the healing that was needed. So it's just our minds most often needs some kind of visual reality to help it to work and to open it up and accept. So if you get, as I say, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be a stone. If I was going out now, it's a stone I'd pick and take it into the house. But it can be anything. Once it represents what it is that is important to you about healing. There was a lovely, lovely energy, and there was quite an active energy that I say active in the sense of healing going on. And you know, that energy, it doesn't matter where you are. And I've said before, like, you know, about myself and the dead and Thomas. I sat here on Tuesday night and was doing a divine service in London. And when I was asked to do it first, you know, okay, connecting with spirit world for someone sitting in London, but it works. It works. It's not, you know, it's energy is so vast that we haven't got any idea of what the potential of energy is. So it's to do something that represents, and as I say, in your mind, what happens is you accept it. You accept it. It's like any ritual that we go through. It's something, the ritual doesn't actually matter. It's the intention that actually is the key. The ritual is just something that we're training ourselves into accepting. So any questions? I have a minute. You're back, Leslie. Emotional serenity, my heart beating less. That's lovely, Mariella. And that's what it's about, because, you know, it's healing. My advice to you, and it's just advice, is to stay in that space now and not hop up trying to do something that, you know, your spirit has come to a point where you're nice and relaxed and chilled out. Lovely. Now, I'll see you all next week on same time, same place. And I hope you have a lovely evening, lovely weekend, and of course for the week ahead. Just look after yourselves wherever you are, because it is still very vulnerable times that we don't know how to actually act fully in order to protect ourselves and our nations. So all I can do is add energy to prayers that something will be found that will put things right. You're very welcome, Sonia. Thank you all, and blessings on you all.